and welcome to the premiere of The Shield. I'm James Carnell, along with my co-host, Amy Trober. The Shield is a joint production between Nelson University's Alumni Office and students in the Digital Media Arts program here on our Waxahachie, Texas campus.
So what can you expect to see here on The Shield? We aim to bring you exciting content about a wide range of news, announcements, interviews, feature stories, plans, and more from Nelson University.
For those who remember when we were called Lions in the Field, we're keeping a few favorite segments, including a fun trivia contest, King of the Jungle. You can play along as you watch.
Yeah, so let's start off with our first segment called Nelson Notes. James, we've had a couple of special events lately. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yes, we've had two special events, both beginning with the letter G. The first is the Golf Classic. We were able to go to Walnut Creek Country Club, play a beautiful day of golf. We had 130 people coming out. We raised some great money for our athletic program.
Oh, that's great. How much did you raise?
About $50,000 to date.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what will that go towards?
So we're looking at improving our basketball team's locker rooms, number one. And number two is adding bleachers for our softball and baseball field.
Wow, that's great. How exciting for our athletes as well to
Very
have
exciting.
all of these great updates and these features. That's
Yes.
awesome.
And it was great for all the coaches and the players to be involved. Our next big event was the Gala. This is our first ever Nelson University Gala held at the Westin downtown in Dallas. It was a great event. We had a lot of people come out. It was a black tie affair, got to dress really nice. It was a lot of fun, great meal, and a great speaker with Mike Huckabee as our premier speaker. It was a great event, and right now it looks upwards of $250,000 were raised at this wonderful fundraiser.
Wow. That's really exciting. I can't imagine what all is coming next, but that's so great to hear.
Yes,
That's
it was
great.
fun. And one more event, don't forget, just around the corner, Homecoming 2024.
Yes, that's great. That's coming soon.
It is coming very soon. We're excited about a brand new event we're doing this year. It's called the Nelson U Barbecue. It kind of rhymes a little bit.
It's got a nice ring to it.
It's going to be a great time
planning
for
to be there.
Yeah, affinity reunions, people coming together to meet with people that they went to school with. It'll be a great time, and I've heard that your very own group, the Harvesters, are going to be there.
I have heard that, so I'm planning to see my fellow friends there for sure.
It should be pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Next up, we take you over to nostalgic and historic McCafferty Hall, where Nelson's very own Dr. Danny Alexander recently sat down to chat with fellow professor Dr. Dan Langston.
Well, these two are always fun to listen to just all by themselves, but put them together in the same room and you're guaranteed some great banter and a wild ride down memory lane. So sit back and enjoy part one of this year's edition of Legacy Lions.
Now, how did your college experience impact your life?
Well, it was a life-changing experience because I was a first-generation college student, so I was hungry to learn, and I was real surprised, I must say, at all the friends that I made immediately from all over the country. That was a lot of fun, and the professors could handle any question I had, and so the more I studied, the more I asked questions, the more I felt like it was an amazing experience all the way through. And not only that, but my experiences with God and how he kind of provided context for everything I was learning, and I just loved it.
What dorm did you live in?
Savelle.
Okay.
Second floor Savelle.
It's still alive and
Yes,
well.
it's a beautiful place.
Do you remember the room number?
Yes.
Okay.
That's classified.
Okay. All right. Well, you also met your wife, Tanya,
Yes.
while you were both students.
Yes.
And then you married, had 3 daughters, Alana, Olivia, and Zoe. All 3 attended this university. And that's a very unique thing, that
Yes.
all the family.
Yes.
So can
Legacy
you share,
Lions.
Yes, Legacy Lions. Can you share some experiences that the Langston parents and children enjoyed?
Well, the most important is that all of us had Dr. Danny Alexander as their professor.
Wow.
I mean, is there more to say than that?
There could be.
The girls were already a part of the of the SAGU experience from birth, but we gave them options to go to any college they wanted to, but because of the community that they were a part of and the friends that Tanya and I developed along the way, it was an easy choice for them to come.
Yes. I would like to point out that when I was your professor, you had black hair, and I did too. I want you to know that.
Yes.
And it is a unique thing to have taught the father, the mother, and the 3 daughters. That is a unique thing.
Great privilege for us.
Why did you look at SAGU for a place of employment? What facilitated that?
Well, when I graduated from Southwestern, I had plans to go straight to seminary because one of the things that I discovered was the power of college credit and graduate degrees to open up venues for ministry and give God the opportunity to whatever He wanted to do. And conversations with mentors in ministry from the first church I worked at to the second church I was at confirmed to me that it might just be that the college environment would be where the Lord might be leading me, and then God began to open up doors.
Okay.
And I landed at dear old Southwestern.
Yes, you did. How many years ago?
32.
32 years ago.
That was a great segment, and it's wonderful to hear about our current professors and from Danny Alexander, my former professor. Dan Langston and I also went to school together, so it's a great time to hear all that they have done for our university. We want to make aware for you a book to be able to purchase, and that's P.C. Nelson's book. It's his biography about his life. You can purchase this online. Download Apple Books, search P.C. Nelson, and you'll see the book there for free. All you got to do is click on it to download it, and it is your copy. After the break, we'll introduce you to one of Nelson's most recognized alumni over the past quarter century, and to learn how her time on the campus prepared her for a full life of active service in the educational field. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the show. Here at the Shield, we love highlighting our fellow Lions who are now out in the field doing the good work God has called them to do. We put together the segment called Pride Profile, where we put the spotlight on them.
After earning her degree in elementary education at Nelson in 2000, Portia Allen hasn't slowed down at all. From teaching in the classroom and serving as a principal for a new STEM academy in Waxahachie to working on a pastoral team up in Minnesota, Portia has been crushing life after Nelson for almost 25 years.
Portia is actually a friend of mine because we graduated together.
Oh, wow.
I love Portia Allen. In fact, she was my commencement speaker when I graduated in the year 2000.
Awesome.
It's
I
pretty
love
special.
Portia. I love her family, her husband. Just a wonderful family altogether. Such
Yes.
a joy, and I'm very excited to have her as one of our alums.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And now she's back in Texas. In fact, she's right here in Ellis County, where she has taken on a new challenge outside the classroom. Here's her story.
One of my most favorite things from semester to semester, year to year, is when all the students would come back to the dorms. It was like a mini reunion every time we got back together. What did you do? It was the best. And I think hands down, the people that I met while I was a student here will be in the top 3 of my favorite memories, things, what I take away from the school or the relationships that I built here.
While at Nelson, Portia was part of Student Congress and had a profound learning experience from its sponsor.
One professor that comes to mind right now is our Student Congress sponsor, and that was Miss Desita Rory. And what I learned from her, I mean, I had her for speech, I had her for a writing class. It wasn't so much in the classes as much as just being with her from week to week in meetings and knowing how to engage with people and knowing how to listen. She was such a great listener, and she never got really ruffled about anything. She was very even, no matter what we brought to her. I mean, as students, sometimes we would freak out as we were planning this event or that event. Student Congress do a great job planning events. But I learned from her how to truly be a friend and how to work together as a team, and that no one person has all the answers for how something should go. It requires listening and leaning in and sharing and cooperating. And also this is a small thing that actually helps me in the classroom. Ms. Rory would always like tear little pieces of paper or doodle and was fully engaged. And as an education major, I learned that sometimes you're gonna have students that need to do something with their hands so that they can fully engage with what's happening in the classroom. And so that was not an objective or what she set out to teach me, but those were things that I learned from her all the same.
With her experience in Student Congress, Portia was a successful student leader who went on to have a vibrant career both in and out of class.
I was an elementary education major with a specialization in English, and I was a fourth grade teacher for 3 years. And then I went on and got a master's degree. And I was blessed to be able to teach in Waxahachie ISD, which was such a joy. I taught here, I coached here. And then when I left to get another degree, I taught in Denton ISD. And then I came back and was at Dunaway Elementary as an assistant principal, which to date is one of my top 3 placements that I ever had in education.
She then got married to Clinton Allen and moved into the private sector.
Portia and I met a lot of years ago. We've known each other more than we haven't, for longer than we haven't known each other in our lives. We met, I believe I was 10, and she's a little older. I give her a hard time. She's a cougar. She was 13, I believe, when we met. We met in church. Her dad was the executive pastor at the church that I grew up at.
After they got married, the Allens moved to Minnesota, where they worked for a local church until they felt God's call to move back to Texas.
And then the Lord just began to stir things and pull things that I learned at Southwestern, because I had the opportunity to address other people. And as a student Congress leader, you have the opportunity to speak in chapel. And so because of those opportunities and leading devotions and teaching and standing in front of kids and talking to parents, the Lord brought all of that together and brought my love of teaching and my love of His Word. And now that's what I get to do. I get to teach other people through conferences and when I'm invited to churches, and that's so fun. And also, I am a consultant for diversity and belonging, which simply means that I get to partner with churches and faith organizations to help them see that diversity has been in the heart of God from creation. And it's such a joy to do that work, because we're not looking to see who we can kick out. We're reminded that God said, no, let's make the table bigger and let's bring in more chairs. So that's what I'm doing on top of wifing and mothering.
Portia has reflected on how Nelson and her journey there has impacted her becoming a mother and a wife.
The things that you learn as being a follower of Jesus helps me be a better mother. So when I am tempted or when I fail and I'm impatient or I don't give grace, because of what I have learned through being a follower of Jesus and learning how to listen to the voice of the Holy Spirit, then I'm able to repent and make it right and demonstrate for my children, hey, we're gonna mess up, but this is how we repent and make it right. And with my husband, to let him know that I am here and supporting you and encourage you and praying for you, because he is a gift that God has given to me. And those principles were reinforced here at Nelson.
Hey, Amy, how well do you know Nelson University trivia?
You know, I'm actually pretty solid on my trivia. You know, I've spent some time in the alumni office.
That is true.
Yes, and you know, we always have you in our S3 classes to do a segment
right.
on Nelson history.
Well, we may be using some of that information in this upcoming segment. We have tracked down 3 brave contestants who think they're up for the challenge to become king of the jungle. Let's send it over to the game show host, Rob Price, who is ready to introduce our players and channel his inner Bob Barker.
Thanks, James and Amy. Welcome to our first preliminary round of King of the Jungle. I am your host, Rob Price. I'm going to channel my inner Bob Barker. Thank you so much, James. Okay, gang, we have 3 contestants here. Let's meet who we are. We've got Mr. Jerry Roberts on my left. Thanks for coming out, Jerry. We got Darren Doherty. Thanks for coming out. And Catherine, your last name is?
Huckabee.
Oh, I'm so excited. All right. Only one of you will advance to the final round, where awaits the final winner, a $50 gift card to the Texas Roadhouse. So we're playing for something.
Good.
We're going to give you 5 trivia questions about Nelson University. Are you ready to play? You're going to have a whiteboard in front of you. You're going to answer either A, B, C, or D. And we'll tabulate the scores. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Simple enough. The screen's on your left. Question number 1 of King of the Jungle, round 1. Here we go. When was Southwestern Bible School, or SBI, first established? Was it A, 1919, B, 1921, C, 1931, or D, 1927? Give us just your letter. Now, we're going to reveal the answer on the screen, then we'll see what you guys answered, then we'll give the score. So, answer is, it is D, 1927. That was easy peasy, but did they get it right? Everybody flip your answers over. We got a D, and a D. All right, give them all 1 point. Scorekeeper, it's 1 to 1 to 1. It's time for question number 2. Here we go. Oh boy. What year did SBI move to Waxahachie? Was it A, 1938, B, 1943, C, 1957, or D, 1940? Tabulate your answers. What will you choose, A, B, C, or D? All right, let's see what the answer is, scorekeeper. The answer is B, 1943. Now, did y'all get that one right? Flip them over. We got a B, and another B. Everyone's perfect so far. 100% on your test. But will they survive question number 3? Let's find out. Question 3, let's go. What do we got here? What destroyed the original men's dormitory? Was it A, flooding, B, an earthquake in Waxahachie, C, a fire, or D, hail? Hail, hail, Lion of Judah. That's an old song. Let's move on. That's an old song. That's an oldie. Oldie but a goodie.
Yeah.
Remember that. Okay, put your answers in. The answer is, it is C, a fire destroyed the original men's dormitory. Did you get it right? Let's see your answers, gang. Flip them over. We have C, and... Oh, Catherine. The look of shame.
It's okay.
You missed it.
It's okay.
You're down. So our score now is Jerry with 3, Darren with 3, and Catherine is going to be stuck at 2. And those scores are coming. There they are. Right, we are. 3, 3, 3. All right. Question number 4. Don't give up yet, Catherine. You can come back and win. What year did P.C. Nelson begin to serve as president? Was it A, 1941, B, 1927, C, 1938, or D, 1924? I'll give you just a second to think about that. What year did P.C. Nelson begin to serve as our El Presidente? All right, got your answers. Let's tabulate the answers. And, okay, Catherine's got hers in. You guys ready to go? The answer is, it was A, 1941. This is a toughie. Let's see if they got it right. Flip your answers over, gang. We have C, and B. Epic fail all the way across the board. What is the deal? Everyone failed that question. So the score will remain 3-3-2 as we go to the very last and final question. Catherine, you got to get it right, and they got to miss it, or you're Gonzville, all right? Pressure's on. Question number 5, here we go. How many degree programs does Nelson University offer? That's a good question. Is it A, 54? Is it B, 70? Is it C, 65? Or D, 80? This is as of this semester. This is a toughie. Will Mr. Faculty Man get it right? Will Mr. Staff Guy know it? Or will brand new freshmen to Nelson upset everybody and get it right? Put your answers in now, and let's look at the answer. What the answer is going to be B, 70. Here's the moment of truth. Flip your answers over. What do we got? We got B, and another B, which means you all got it right. which means our final score, I believe, is going to be 4, 4, and 3 for Catherine. So that means this. We got bonus questions. But guess who can't play? Catherine. She gone. She gone. Okay, so Jess, you get to sit and watch. It's now sudden death. We got several lined up, but hopefully one will end it.
Oh, he's pushing me.
First bonus question. Ready? Go. Is it possible to divide by 0? Too complicated to answer. Yes, Falcon Punch, or undefined. Is it possible to divide by 0? A head scratcher. He's scratching his head. Okay, what do you got? The answer is D and B. Uh-oh. Survey says D, undefined, which means Jerry Roberts is our winner.
Congrats.
He will move on. Congratulations. Up next, let's take you now off campus to our local White Rhino Coffee House here in Waxahachie. That's where James Carnell just launched a brand new video podcast called Why Nelson U. He's joined by Vice President of Advancement, Rick Bowles. Here's a small clip of their amazing conversation. Enjoy.
But we're no longer SAGU.
What?
So that creates a lot of questions of why did we change our name and all those kind of things. So
Yeah, why did you change our name, Rick?
well, we are all a united front.
We
right?
are, aren't we? Yes.
But and I've had people ask me, how did you go about dealing with the change? And I've been working with the president and fellow cabinet members for 4 years, and honestly, I mean, there were times that I thought, man, we shouldn't change the name, and then I went, yeah, I think it's a great idea. And then as we went through the process of looking through several different names, when Nelson University came up as an option, I wasn't real excited about it at first. But when I began to delve deeper into our founder, and we'll talk about him here in a little bit, but as I began to kind of delve into his story, his past, I got really excited about the fact that we are honoring P.C. Nelson as the new name. For our university. So you've traveled some, I've traveled some the last few months explaining this to various groups of people. So what are some of the top 2 or 3 things that you share with people as to why we've changed our name?
Yeah, and it's interesting. As the alumni director, I have a lot of interaction with former students, and that's where a lot of the concerns come from, the questions come from, because, it is their alma mater, and they have a loyalty base. Most of the questions have come from our students that only attended from SAGU from 94 to present. That's where a lot of the more of the concerns have come from, which is interesting to note. But one of the things that the question we get all the time is, why are we changing the name? We love SAGU, et cetera, et cetera. And I first of all start off by explaining that we've had many name changes, and most students don't know that, most alum don't know that, is that, we've had multiple names. In 1927, when it was founded by P.C. Nelson, it was Southwestern Bible School.
Actually, yeah, Bible School.
Bible
right.
School.
Mm-hmm.
That was in Enid, Oklahoma. But in 1931, there was another school called Shield of Faith in Amarillo, Texas. There was Southern Bible Institute in Houston, Texas. And then there was another school, South Central Bible Institute. They all merged to become one school, and it became Southwestern Bible Institute. So that was a bunch of name changes right there. Well, that stayed that way until 1963, when they changed their name to Southwestern Assemblies of God College. And it was, when I went to school, it was Southwestern Assemblies of God College. Same thing with you. And that stayed there until 1994, when they declared their Board of Regents met and voted unanimously to change it to Southwestern Assemblies of God University. So we've seen all of these changes over the years. So for those of us who are a little bit older, it's not anything new. We've all gone through it. So we talk about, I explain change is normal. One of the reasons behind it is based on the fact that it's difficult to explain the differences between our university and a Southwest Georgetown or Southwest Theological Seminary or Southwest Adventist, and we're all in a geographically similar area. So, there was confusion there. The name is cumbersome, Southwestern Assemblies of God University, and it takes a lot to say it. So everybody would just shorten it and say Southwestern, and well, then you had to explain where. One of the other things.
I'm already tired from that.
Yeah, and then you have the denominational aspect. That was a hindrance because we have a majority of our large part of our student body are non-Assemblies of God, and we're continuing to attract a large student body that is non-Assemblies of God. So that initially, just for recruitment's sake, was a negative because they were like, well, I'm not Assemblies of God. Can I still attend this university? And just like many churches today have taken their denominational name out of their name, it actually opens a door for more people to check out their church or check out their university without being a automatic roadblock. Well, I'm not that, so I can't go there.
That was a lot of fun sitting down with Rick to talk about the bigger picture of why we chose to change our name from Southwestern Assemblies of God University to Nelson University. You can catch the full conversation on our Nelson YouTube channel, where we will cover other topics such as our athletics program and all the advancements we're seeing with our coaches and athletes.
Yes, and there's so much more on that channel, so make sure you stop by and check that out. That's all for this pilot episode of The Shield. On behalf of our team of student producers from the Digital Media Arts program and our executive producers, Rick Bowles and Rob Price, thanks again for watching. This has been The Shield, where at Nelson University, you can experience greater.